Hey folks, sorry about being late. Got into a pretty deep discussion with my wife this morning, and needed to resolve a few things before I was able to come here. It took a lot longer than I planned. So, I hope you've had a great week so far. I know that the goatee is growing out and taking a life all its own. Soon it's going to start influencing my dining decisions, for better or worse. So I wanted to show off some of my latest handiwork. My glasses are a bit dusty because I tried to get some stuff done before I came online here. So there we go. I can actually see now. Here is the beast that I'm working on. This is my prototype. You can see it's got a really deep cutaway. I've actually decided not to put a top on, a laminated top, and I've got still some pencil marks here where I'm planning on trimming away some of the wood. And then of course still the trace marks on top. I think you can see where I traced from two different bodies and then came up with this compromise design. So I wonder why it's so hazy. So anyways, and then I mounted the tremolo in here. It's a Wilkinson. This is a WYS or WVS 50 2K. And as I showed a bit yesterday, this is how it's going to look. So it's got a really deep cutaway to be able to get access to those top frets. It gives me some opportunity to get creative with the back here. I'm thinking of doing, so the 4 bolts will go right here, and then I can actually make a sort of a heel, neck heel, but also trim it down. So I'll make it like curved like this, and then this will also get trimmed down. And I'm even thinking what I'm going to do is run a carve like this, so that it comes down to the, I don't know, a 1/4 inch down for the entire back, where the neck pocket is, and over here, and run a curve like this so it lines up, and bring it down, contour it in, and it'll make it a lot easier. And then with this being sort of brought down, it'll make it a lot more comfortable, feel more like a set neck. So that's that. This is my of course the bastardized 4+2 neck. I submitted a design for a 3+3 to my neck and body manufacturer, and I hope to have those coming here sometime in the next month or so, because they're coming in from overseas. Of course, I tried to route away a nice little cavity so that like you can bend up. So it's going to be like a free-floating tremolo, and then you can pitch up or pitch down. Anyway, so, and like I said, I really like the Wilkinsons because they're probably the best and simplest designs. Sometimes the simple designs are the best designs. What else? I sent off one of the songs for vocals to be done by, and I've got sawdust. It's very dusty here now from the the neck, so I just came in from the garage where I have all my tools. All the hey James, good to see you. I have all my my wood shop tools out in the garage, and so you know, as primitive a workshop as it is in the third car bay, it's pretty effective. Still going to do a lot of like fine tuning with the rasp and making sure all the routes are nice and neat. Also have some templates that just came in. I've got another template coming in tomorrow or the next day, but this is the humbucker pickup cavity template, so that will be what I use for the bridge pickup. And then I've got a Tom Anderson noiseless P90-ish kind of pickup that I'm going to put on the neck for this guy. And it is the prototype, so I'm not expecting it to look beautiful. But one of the other things that I'm going to do with it is as I mentioned online, I want to be able to carve the top. So I want to bring the top down about 3/8 of an inch, maybe 1/4 inch, and have it sort of, you know, have a carved top appearance. And then I'm not sure what I'm going to do. I think I don't need to do like I don't need to do a PRS type carve here, so it's just going to be the typical carve down with a little peak. Other than that, I think I might decide on this, like where the cavity that I've routed out for the upward pitch bend on the Wilkinson, I might just contour it so it curves up into the top and then down, give it some more texture, but make the top here maybe a tiny little bit deeper, just like a forearm cut, a drop top, and then when I do the carve over here, I will carve into the wood to be able to put the volume and tone control and the blade selector switch. On the back, I'll trim down considerably this area here to get a nice rib cut, rib contour on it, and between that and here, so there's going to be this sort of channel of high area up here, but this will be a significant rib contour. Anyway, so that's that. It's starting to take more of shape. Still got to route the control cavity. The cavity that's on the guitars I used as a starting point of a significantly large cavity, and I don't think we need that. I can reduce the size of the cavity, and one of the things I always liked about the Brian Moore guitars is the how they actually had the input jack sort of indented inside the body. So that's tricky. I don't know if I'm going to be able to do that, but let's see. I'm giving myself a lot of leeway for error on this one. Anyway, so that's the update on that. As I was saying, one of the songs I've been working towards getting done has been a song that is went from being a sort of a personal mourning song to somewhat of a protest song. I tend to be kind of hesitant about getting a little bit too personal in terms of relating like things that specifically happened in my life, but so in this case I've really gravitated away from that and ended up with something that was its theme is based on a lot of the protests that are happening. It's not specific to Black Lives Matter, but the refrain is the "I can't breathe, man" phrase. Nobody should ever have to go through something like that, in my opinion, regardless of if you're guilty of a crime or not. Everybody should have the opportunity to live. Even the people who murder and dismember and do all sorts of terrible things to humans, to their fellow humans or their family members, to still have to face judgment, and they should be alive to do that. So that's that. Durga McBroom is going to be singing this song, and I'm just waiting on her to get me the first takes on her vocals. And on that song, I've also asked a friend in Seattle named E. Pruitt, who's a fantastic bass player, to play bass on it. And I'm waiting to hear his thoughts and where he'd like to take this. So I'm pretty excited about that. Other than that, I'm still waiting for friends Brian Timpey and Mark Miller in Seattle to get me their parts. And then I've really got to start digging down and writing lyrics for the pieces that require lyrics. And then make the decision because I've got a, crazy person that I am, or, impetuous and follow the shiny ball kind of guy that I am. I'm considering asking a couple Facebook friends of mine who I've been having conversations with for years. One of the guys is a vocalist who lives down in LA, Riley, who I think would be absolutely fantastic for the song Abaddon. I really need to get the vocal parts laid down, but I think he's got enough of a David Bowie vibe in his, David Bowie / Iggy Pop vibe, that his vocal would work really well in that sort of, Abaddon was the demon of the desert, the snake that like Shai Hulud, I guess, from Dune. Dune's very exciting for me, but like Shai Hulud was the beginning and the end, and was the bringer of chaos, would swallow the world. And this was in like Arabic and in Egyptian, and I'm trying to remember I know, of course, Persian, folklore, that Abaddon was one of the big baddies. So I think that, like, once I can sort out the lyrics, I'm going to see if I can bring on and see if Riley would be interested in playing the part. What are we going to do today? So I was hoping I'd get some comments and feedback from people out there. Let's see what your thoughts are. And this is kind of going to be short, just because we've got so little to talk about. One of the things I guess maybe I can relay is this feeling that during this COVID time, what's the point of living in a very expensive place when you can pick your ass up, right, since you're working remote anyway, move to a cheaper place and set down roots. I see there's a bit of a risk to that, because a lot of the places that are allowing us to work remotely have come out and said that at least for a lot of people, it's not going to be forever. But they're also the same ones that have been announcing publicly in the news that a good significant portion of the roles that they're going to be hiring for, or the roles that exist today, are going to turn into remote job roles. So picking up at this time, it feels a little bit risky until you've got that sort of absolute certainty that you've got something in line that you can then rely on. If you're going to move someplace cheaper, obviously it's probably not going to be as hot a job market, so therefore you're taking a risk in that if you lose your job elsewhere, then you're going to be competing with a lot of the locals for the same roles that exist there, which are probably not as high paying. So that's my dilemma. The other thing is that now I've started. Like I said, I've ordered some guitar bodies and parts. I've used this design that I showed you. I created templates and then turned them into PDF drawings and sent them off to my counterpart overseas. And I have two necks, two bodies coming. So with my new headstock design and with this body design. Just as we start getting sort of ramped up into the Why Are Canadians So Nerdy? Very funny. Just as we start getting ramped up, I'm going to be picking up and leaving. That seems kind of odd, but yeah, we're nerdy. We are nerdy, Joan. So thanks for commenting, though. Why are we so nerdy? I have no idea, honestly. Anyway, it's not that I'm a small nerdy guy. I'm a big nerdy guy. All right, so that's that. I don't have any new music to play for you this week, so this was going to be just a quick update. It's been pretty quiet otherwise. Short week with the Labor Day week and last weekend. It means that I have far less time to do the same amount of work that I normally do during a 5-day week. So I haven't really done much in the way of writing or recording. I spent a lot of time on getting the guitar body sort of set up, and similarly planning on how to sort of expand my and I keep hesitating because I can hear a slight echo coming through one of the monitor speakers to the side. Let me see, what else is there to talk about? Nothing more. So I actually think that maybe this week is going to be an extremely short chat. We've been on for 20 minutes and I've run out of stuff to talk about. I really don't want to get into any political stuff, since that's just a rabbit hole leading to a massive swamp of vegetational decay. So I'm going to just, I guess I'll say sayonara. Thanks for joining me today. And, I hope you guys all stay safe. And wear your masks. It's not a sign of emasculation. It's not a sign of submission or loss of power. It's a sign of caring for your community and making sure that we don't spread this thing even more beyond our control. So, and then finally, stay happy, stay healthy, find something interesting for yourself to do, and make sure that you're not letting the situation get to your head. Anyway, thanks very much, everyone, and we'll see you next week. I have to find my closing credits. There we go.